Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video here on Bitcoin. We're going to do a full update, so we'll take a look at all the fundamentals around the markets. We'll take a look at Bitcoin specifically. Excuse me, my eye hurts a bit. And there's this bright light shining in my eyes as well. But Bitcoin itself has been relatively stable basically since Friday. I mean, we don't really have that much of a CME gap. We have a little CME gap. No, there's no CME gap at all. So price has been relatively stable, even though the weekends, of course, we had quite a lot of volatility, especially on Saturday. We had quite a lot of movement, but what that means, and just to get into the technicals here first for Bitcoin, while I dim the lights a little bit, what we can see is that Bitcoin right now is at that POC level, right? So you can see this area. I would say, and this is a very rough estimate, but between 84,500 and 83,700, that's the area where most of the volume has been traded, basically since the end of February. All right, so that also means that there's a lot of liquidity there, and price tends to want to move into those areas. But what that also means is that from this area, especially with the open interest we have, which means that there's quite a lot of leverage still in the markets. Even though yesterday it dropped down a fair bit, as you can see right here, with those last three candles. But what that means is that we're most likely going to get a violent move. The big question, however, and that's also what we briefly talked about yesterday, is alright, so in which direction can we expect that violent move? I would say if we take a look at Bitcoin right now, it's been relatively stable, and it's also been holding on very, very strong. So therefore, technically, I have a slight bullish bias. But obviously, Bitcoin is not only the technicals, it's also the fundamentals. And the fundamentals, I have to say, today opened relatively good as well. The volatility index, as you can see right here, is slightly down. The bond yields, which I do not have a chart for right now, but they are down slightly as well. And then you have the stock markets, or at least the S&P 500 E-mini futures, have also opened a little bit higher, and have since opening in the last, last 5 hours or so, have also moved up. So that's all fairly positive, and that's why yesterday I still expected us to drop down into that main support level right here, between 81,500 and 80,300, and then from there find support and get back up to the POC, but also up to the value area high, with a potential of a move to break above 86,000 to rally into that previous resistance level we made right here at the end of March at 88, 89, and who knows how high we can get. However, right now I'm getting towards a point where I'm basically 50-50 on either still getting this pullback or getting a continuation from the balance that we are at right now. So that we are actually going to be able to, fully reclaim this level, I'd say around 85,400 and 86,000, and then just go into 88, 89,000 with all the open interest we have right now, but from the levels we're at right here. What we talked about yesterday, for example, is that, even though the open interest, so the leverage in the markets is quite high, it's not only long positions. It's also, especially right here during this move between Friday until Sunday night, a lot of short orders were opened as well. So there's also still liquidity here to the upside. So yeah, at the moment, just because of I think the uncertainty in the fundamental markets, which I do still think is there, I'm still going to be on the safe side and say I expect a pullback here, and then from that pullback I expect us to hold support and get some sort of a move back to the same levels we're at right now. But like I said, I'm getting quite 50-50, and I'll definitely talk about this later today in my middle of the day market update, so keep an eye out for that. And that is what I think you need to know for now. So if you do have any questions, let me know. For now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.